In order to effectively address the prompt, I felt it best to demonstrate how I use innovation in my classroom. In order to use innovation, I begin with the question, why? Why am I doing this? Is the use of technology instead of something else, or am I using technology because it's going to accomplish what it is that I want to accomplish? From a teaching perspective, technology can really enhance memory formation. We see something and we hear something, and then it goes into sensory memory. If we don't really pay attention to it, we forget it. Once we pay attention to it, it moves into working memory. It's held in working memory for up to about a minute when we decide what to do with it. If it's not important or relevant, we forget it. If we rehearse it, we can keep it in working memory for a little bit longer before we decide what to do with it. If it is important and relevant, we start to encode it and move it into long-term memory. Once it's into long-term memory, it's there for an unlimited duration. So what really becomes important with technology is it allows students to pause, rewind, go back, and look at something if they have a recording to be able to do this with. So I'm going to show a quick little video here to illustrate this point and show how students who may think they're paying attention to something may really miss the bigger point, and a recorded lecture or video enables them to go back and catch up on what they missed.
I'm going to show you a bee, and I want you to follow that bee around this image with your eyes. So track the bee as it moves through the image. And you're able to follow it just fine. And eventually it's going to end up back where it started. And we're back. Okay, now I want to show you exactly the same sequence, except this time, instead of tracking that bee with your eyes, I want you to maintain your focus, maintain your gaze right on the bright yellow flower. And notice what happens to that flower as the bee gets farther and farther away. It gets blurrier and blurrier. It's exactly the same sequence. You're seeing exactly the same thing you did the first time, except that this time you probably noticed that it's getting blurry, whereas the first time you didn't notice that anything was changing about the image at all.
As the video illustrated, sometimes students think they know something or caught something that maybe they didn't. Through the use of technology, students are able to then go back through and access this on their own terms. If they are missing or absent, they can still get access to the information. And then what it does is it causes the meaningful engagement to be the centerpiece of the classroom rather than me as a teacher. And that also allows me to go around and work with students individually, and they can ask me questions. Hey, Mr. Conway, on the video you said this, I don't quite understand it, what does it mean? And so it gives us a more one-to-one relationship, and technology enables them to get this information wherever, whenever, however is best suited to their needs. So why does this all matter? A lot of times we like to overestimate our abilities. We think we hear more than we do. We think we pick up on more than we do. We think we see more than we really do. And through the use of technology, students can have access to information. They can pause, they can re-engage, they can go back. If they had a bad day and they weren't really paying attention, they can sit back and think, hey, I really missed the boat today. Now I can go back and rewatch this lecture and see what I missed, and maybe I didn't pick up on the things that I thought I did. Maybe I really wasn't paying attention to the right information. Maybe I was spending too much time focusing on the bee and I should have been paying attention to the flower. Maybe I was paying attention to the flower and it got fuzzy and blurry, and now I can clarify the information and I can get what I need to get out of this, and I can be responsible for my own learning.